Welcome, 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 everyone. It's VPR Thursday, and my partner and I are here for another fantabulous episode of VPR Radio. I'm your girl, Kiana the Goddess. That's the one and only DJ FMI. Partner, what's popping?
It's another great Thursday.
Everyone.
Running around doing so much. You know what? Pro tip. If you're getting ready to do a podcast and you're getting ready to go live, do not drink seltzer water while live on the air because it just makes you want to burp. Just throwing that out there. And I'm holding it back for you guys. So with that being said, good morning, Kiana.
Feel free to mute and go off as often as you need, partner. No problem.
I'm gonna try this episode not to sip too much because Ronnie's gonna be doing a lot of the talking and just filling people in on a lot of those tips, financial tips that people need in their day to day. Because I don't know about y'all, VPR. No matter how much you save, it is not good enough. And if you aren't investing with your money, then what are you really doing with your money?
Agreed. Hi, everyone. Thank you for watching.
And this is why we're gonna have these segments here today on VPR. Hopefully, you guys can pick up some tidbits that could keep some extra dollars in your pocket.
That's right. And while you're keeping extra dollars in your pocket, learn how to repair your credit, learn how to become, competitive and financially empowered, which I think is one of the key components for me, especially with people of color, right? We're often not blessed with that generationally. So if you were born to someone who had a lack mindset, you more than likely continue to develop that lack mindset. And even if you or as you become successful, you can still implement those things. You really have to break those curses and change your mindset and change how you go about things and kind of throw fear to the wind. And that's in all areas of life, but financial empowerment and education is definitely a big one, right? And with inflation, I bought a thing of bleach yesterday, partner.
Let's talk about inflation. All right, since we buying things,
$8 for bleach, bro. $8. $8 for the little. It wasn't even like a gallon of bleach. It was like the half gallon.
At VPR, I love orange juice, and if you don't know right now, the farmers are having a lot of hard times with this orange juice. So when you see the prices skyrocket right now, orange juice prices are skyrocketing. Eggs been up. I just heard gas is getting ready to go back up due to everything that's going on with the war. It is a rich man's game today, Kiana. It is a rich man's game today.
Yeah, so you got to learn how to play the game, right?
Otherwise, it is. And penny pinch. Shout out to the people that the couponers. Shout out to the people that does the recycling, because I do recycling. I keep my water bottles and I bring them right to the store right after VPR ends and making sure I get a bang for my buck.
That's smart, partner. I really don't. But what I do, because I drink so much water and we have a ton of water bottles, there are people in my neighborhood that scout and stuff. So I make sure that I have that out for them and they take them and go make the money. So that's kind of like a small way of, me giving back as well, because I just feel like I love the fact that you return it and it's great and it's very smart to do so, but I ain't got the time. And I'd rather make it easier for someone who really is in need,
And Kiana, I just feel, a lot of people overlook the small things that we can do to save money, and utilizing platforms properly. So Facebook, there's a lot of free groups on Facebook that will give out free things. I'm a part of one, and a few of the people that I know are a part of that. I get anything from unused clothes to unused toasters, you just go up and just give. And remember, none of you charge. So you're just giving from the kindness of your heart. You have something, you just list it, whether it's a brush that's not used, somebody will come to the front of your house and pick it up. So utilize those Facebook free groups. You could get a lot of cool things. I've got DJ stuff. I've got DJ stands. Nice. So it's a lot of things you could do. Utilize platforms properly. That's the thing.
I should create like a fashion swap.
Yes.
I love that.
There's hundreds of people in these free groups. The things that I get, someone was just they were telling me Carvel was going out of business. So they told everyone to pick up as much ice cream as possible because they told her to throw it out. She put it in the free group and like 30 people pulled up and was picking up jugs of ice cream that they sold Carvel that they were going to throw out. But that's the point of these free groups.
The crazy thing about that is if they deep freeze that Carvel and save it, they can probably resell it on eBay for some money. I did that with Twinkies.
You think Carvel be doing it? Almost like they got them big ass freezers. It makes sense.
Yeah. And you can make money when those companies go out of business. It's so weird, how people follow the. Do you remember when Hostess went out of business, but then they didn't really go out of business? They got bought up by another company.
Okay.
So it was a very brief period, but this is when I was very high on active and active on eBay selling, right? So I caught wind of the whole Hostess going out of business, and Twinkies and stuff were selling like crazy on eBay. So I went all around my neighborhood within a 30 to 40 block radius. I bought all the damn original Twinkies that I could find. Let me tell you something, FMI. I was selling Twinkie packs, the 2-pack at like $35, $28, $19, $40.
Kiana, I was on I was being lazy, you know what I mean, and it was like 2 a.m. and I wanted something to drink, right? So I went on DoorDash, and normally I don't play with DoorDash because them fees add up. So
yeah, they do.
I look on the DoorDash 7-Eleven thing, and I see the soda listed for 25 cents. I'm just like, this must be a joke. It is 2, 3 in the morning. When I told you I ordered 17 sodas just to see if they were really going to be 25 cents, I got all 17 sodas delivered to me at 3 in the morning. Wow. I guess the 7-Eleven had a mistake on their packaging. I was buying the new Sierra Mist. They call it Starry now. I bought 17 of them. I was stacked up for like 2-3 months. It's chilling off that, like 25 cents.
That is crazy. So how much were the DoorDash fees that went with that?
Honestly, I spent like, if getting 17 sodas, I spent like maybe $6.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 17 sodas for $6. Yeah. I think that's better than Costco.
Because sodas aren't even like 99 cents anymore. They're like 125. I don't drink soda.
Yeah, I know, for high fructose.
Yeah.
But Kiana, in other news, a lot of these rappers are now turning to YouTube, and it's not in the best of taste. I know earlier I would say like 3 years ago, we were going through like a pranking stage where people were just doing outrageous pranks just to get views, and cops are getting involved. So now this brings us to our drill rappers are now trying to do these same pranks. The rapper named Nas EBK out of New York, he recently got brought up on and charged.
Wait a minute, what's his name? Nas what? There's another Nas?
Yeah, there's Lil Nas X, there's Nas EBK.
Nas EBK.
EBK, okay. yeah. EBK, everybody killer. That's what that stands for, VPR. So anyway, long story short is, Bronx rapper Nas EBK has been charged with terroristic threats because he thought it would be a great idea to harass people and call it pranks after threatening to fight them. So let me bring up this video for you guys here.
Okay. Crazy.
These rappers need to keep it in the streets. Nobody has time to play with y'all, especially like day to day. You know what I mean? So if you coming up and try to do a prank, anybody got time for that, man. So let me get up those slides. 1 second, guys. Share screen. All right, guys. This is him going into a store, and he's now being charged with terroristic threats. Check this out.
It's about accident. Like I'm a very handy person. I like your hat. You know how to dance? You know how to dance? Yes.
Oh yeah. Yes. Good, bro.
Yeah. Hold on. Yes. 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 Oh. Yo.
Don't do that, buddy.
Yo, wait. Why did you hit me?
Hey, Bobby. You hit me.
I didn't hit you. I just shot on your head. Oh. Whoa.
This is not cool, VP.
Oh, yo, you gotta chase him. Oh. All right. Oh, he said go outside, yo. Give me. Oh. Wait. Oh. Yo, relax, dude. Oh, relax.
You can tell he knows martial arts.
Look, I got 30 people outside. Video, bro. It's just a video. It was just a video.
What you doing, bro?
Yo,
watch my mother. I would
Yo, relax. Yo, look, it's a video. It's a video. It's a video. It's a video. Look, it's a video. Oh. Yo, bro. Yo, back up. Yo, back up. Back up. Back up. Tell it back up. Oh shit. Yo, what are you?
And that was such a bitch move. I'm sorry.
And that's just me watching this getting me infuriated right now, VPR. I don't. So with that right now, he even went to the airport. I think he was at JFK, and he was harassing someone there, and that's what actually got him arrested. Yeah, he went to JFK.
Right. Dummy.
That same prank.
Airport with Homeland Security. That's Homeland Security detail. You know what I mean? You don't play around the airport.
when I seen it, yeah, he was harassing the guy saying, "Oh, that's my bag. That's my bag." It's a tourist that's just sitting there with his girlfriend, and then he does the same thing that he's doing in that video.
That's the
And
shit that'll get you chopped in your throat messing around. And let me tell you something. That man right there definitely is a martial artist. You see his stance, bro? You see how like he didn't even attack him, but he came toward him to let him know, like, I'm not playing with you. And then he put his
yeah, I love how he stood his ground.
Well, he put his hands in his pockets. I'm telling you, shit was about to get real.
And New York, I'm gonna speak on the New York right now. For the rappers that are going into the YouTube, platform or hemisphere, those prank videos aren't the way to go. For one, you just look like a dude.
Kind of prank anyway, right?
I mean, we too old to be pranked. We live in New York City. We live on high tensions all the time. So you get punched in your face and stabbed for no reason nowadays. So
yes, for less, right? You get stabbed
for less. For less. But look,
stop playing around, man.
I'm glad that he's now, I can't say I'm happy he's seeing charges, but I'm happy this is happening before something happened to him.
So why do you get terrorist charges? Because
you can't go up to random people in an airport saying, "Hey, that's my bag."
Airport, right.
Yeah, this was the first video. There's another video. He's in an airport running up to strangers when they're on their flight traveling through the airport, saying, "That's my bag. Let me get the bag."
Stop playing.
Yeah, get a bag before you try to do that. If this is not gonna make your music, if your music is not popping on its own, this YouTube route pranking,
find something else to do.
So just to touch into another
prank, all right.
You think it's a prank, so you get the right one. So we have another I would say a YouTube entity. His name is Booba.
His name is what?
His name is Booba. His thing is he goes and speaks with artists when they're out at events, and he does content. Let's just show you how this.
About.
Okay, so VPR. If you don't know, excuse me.
Is this with Mano?
Yes, this is. So, guys, we're getting ready to put on Mano.
And
one of the pranks that they were doing to him. Let's see this.
You can't borrow your chain.
You want to borrow my chain?
Yeah, let me borrow it. Let me put on your chain so I can see how it feel. I want to see how it feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? To have on the chain.
Now you just chatting. See, I gave you your time. Now you just chatting.
All right, look, quick question, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? How badly, right? You think I could like beat your ass?
I just told you. It's not just don't play with me.
Now, this isn't the first time that Booba has been involved in an incident over a YouTube prank.
Well, God, as you can see,
I'm choked up.
This is his stick. I get it. I've seen the videos with him going up to a few artists and doing that. And at some point, I knew it was just going to run out. The thing I like about it most, VPR, is after the fact, Mano went on to an interview where he was just like, "Oh no, it was all staged. It was all staged." We know it wasn't staged. Mano was actually tight.
I encountered Mano, so I know that wasn't staged.
So so with that being said, it's just, guys, when it comes to this content, leave it alone. Leave it alone. No man should be getting choked up on camera by another man. And
no, we've had enough of that. I thought we got past like this Will Smith type
reaction content. All that reaction content by using people for your content.
Good name for it, reaction content. Like,
it's very corny, very corny, very corny. Before we have our guests come up, we have one more topic that we could get into.
Okay.
Have you seen what Boozy was telling T.I. about his cousin?
No.
So before let me run through this. T.I. has been doing his comedy stitch, and he's been running around doing a whole bunch of events where he went on to an interview where he was talking about when he was caught with guns and drugs.
Okay.
And his cousin, you see, that's the bad part. You see, we can't do that.
No shame.
So T.I. was caught with guns and drugs in the car. His cousin was with him. And T.I. basically went on to say during the interview that his cousin passed away and told him, "Yo, put the charges on me." So Boozy had a tape coming out with T.I. And when Boozy was told that on a live interview at Vlad, he had a few choice words for T.I. after that. Let me see if I can bring that video up here, or a clip of that.
Okay.
T.I. has been funny recently, man. Very funny. I got this ad on.
Challenge for all of you.
Get that ad out of here.
All right, get out of here.
Get that real quick. I'll give you your revenue. I'll give you your revenue.
There is no chance of him giving you an explanation that you could live with to go forward with doing this album.
It's not that. It's not. It's already been tarnished before it even got there. It's already been tarnished. You know, I always took up for Tip. With that Crime Stopper shit, all that shit, I always took up for Tip.
Okay, so how did you feel about the Crime Stoppers thing?
I feel like he just did that shit to, like sucker them people. That's how I felt that. Like, I just felt like he was just on some shit like, like.
There we go. No, this had to get the right video. But yes, VPR. He basically went on to snitch, and Boozie's saying that, hey, I can't work with nobody that snitched knowingly on anybody, no matter the circumstances. And it touches back on our conversation before of us with this snitch talk with Gunna, with 6ix9ine over the last few years.
Mm-hmm. Hip hop is different.
Get it.
It is.
Let's get it. Friends.
How you think, Vlad? Stop making that law. You don't know if he did that to get out of jail.
Okay, fair enough.
So yes, VPR. The snitch allegations continues to go crazy. Boozy doesn't want to work with T.I. in that situation. I'm just saying now, if you're not a part of that life, just stay out of it now. There's many different ways to be a rapper now. You could be a cool guy rapper. You could be a Little Pump rapper. Like Little Pump don't hurt nobody. But
right.
You know what I'm saying? But nobody
but himself.
But himself.
Yeah.
So we could go down those avenues. I just think after all of this, everybody needs to just take a seat on being tough.
Mm-hmm.
Hip hop needs to take a seat on being tough. For
Agreed.
like
All that tough guy persona is for the birds, right? Like
all the tough guys locked up already and got 30 years doing football numbers.
Fact. And these RICO charges are serious. So be careful what you say in your songs, right? And make sure it doesn't align with any crimes that you may have committed or been associated with.
Or that you in thought of doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people, they want to say the crime before they do it. And then be like, how did they catch me?
Because you told 4 other people that you were going to do it.
you told all 6,000 people that listen to your record on Spotify. How are you going to do it? When you going to do
it? Right. You laid out the blueprint.
Definitely. So, guys, before we have our guests come up here in a few minutes, we definitely want you guys to get your financial tips ready. Any questions that you have, you could tap into our live stream right here.
Throw them in the chat. And you guys that are watching live on Instagram, if you have any questions for Mr. Rony as he comes in, make sure to throw them in the chat, and I will be sure to get them as much as I possibly can. Hey, what's up, Laz? We need to get you back on VPR as well.
VPR, I am trying to figure out some of these strategies for managing this debt. Because your boy needs a VPR. This is a budget running the show. You know what I mean? We keep everything going.
Yes, we do.
Editing and running around doing live events. So we want to keep this show going, and these tips can definitely help us. What up from Tucson, Arizona? What's going on, the Lion Chris? I appreciate you.
Hey, what's going on? That's one of our favorite DJs too. Yeah, so partner, what's going on with you for the weekend? I know you always have events. Tell us what you're up to.
It's for the beginning of the month. I am booked out with private events, but for this week, I have Legacy Lounge on Staten Island. That's going to be one of our Mardi Gras event going on this Friday. I have a wee bit high on St. Patrick's Day, the 17th. I will be DJing live at a dispensary, so you can come out, check out some fine plants and other cannabis products while I go off on the 1s and 2s. And
where will that be, partner?
I will actually be on Staten Island on... And where is it? In Port Richmond I'll give you the rest of the information as soon as we finish getting off air. I just got to pull it up.
Let's make sure that we post that. You know, that always sounds like an interesting event.
Yes. Just a wee bit time. Yeah. Shout out to my cannabis lovers. And following in the middle of the month, we have a few events in Tribeca, and I have one showcase to close out the month with. I'm going to be sending that over to all of the artists that do tune into VPR. And Kiana, just to talk about artists, Lamir John. Oh, I've been bumping that music since I have left. And
his voice, not such power. Like you could tell how trained he is and how musically inclined he is, and that there's versatility to what he does. I love his hip hop. I love his rock. I love all of his different sounds. And he is just smooth. And I mean, he's only 16. So imagine him at 20 and 25. Like his voice is going to get deeper. He's going to be something else.
he kind of reminds me of a Justin Bieber at that point. I remember when Justin just came out, he was playing the instruments, he was playing the drum, and he just had so much vocal talent.
Yeah.
And look what he blossomed into. So I can only see where he's going to go with his career. I know.
Absolutely. And can dance and can entertain, right? And that is truly the total package. And I love the fact that, you know, you can see that his father has implemented so much in keeping him grounded as a young man and keeping him centered and having that structure, which is so important. Again, especially in our communities, which are, you know, often lacking that. So I love to see that. And shout out to all the dads that are a big part of their kids' lives and make sure that they stay on point, right?
Yeah.
And the moms. I mean, it's hard work, whether you're a single mom, single dad, you're a parent that's doing what you need to do for your kids. I show you much love and respect and support because it's not easy, right? But it needs to get done because they are truly the ones that are going to curate the future for us. So
kids are exposed to a lot now, and it matters when you get into life at a young age and you stick with it. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited because I'm also going to be actually speaking at a school at the end of the month in Harlem. So for Career Day, I have a whole
that's awesome.
Yeah, as an entrepreneur, I think that that's really dope because I'm able to represent entrepreneurship, right?
Yes.
And so I've been working on this entrepreneurship program for the DOE. So, you know, anyway, I see that our guy, Mr. Ronnie, has popped into the studio. So let's definitely bring him up to the stage. And for you guys that are watching on Instagram, it's Mr. Ronnie Credit Hero. Hi, Velvet. I love you. Hey, Ronnie, what's up? Good morning.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Can't complain.
Doing great. It's a pleasure to have you back again. And it's a pleasure to switch seats because I know I was just on your podcast the other day and I was in the hot seat, right? But today we've got you here.
Well, thank you. I definitely appreciate it. And my audience, you know, they love you. I don't know. I might have to bring you back a second time. I mean, I don't know.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, Ronnie, how you feeling today, my brother? How's everything been going?
Feeling good. Just been busy. Just been doing like a lot of writing, a lot of researching, a lot of studying, and basically just trying to find a way to give back to the community, give back to the people. But that's always big on me. Just find a way to give back. Because a lot of people say, "Well, I'm going to wait till I become a billionaire to give back." Wait till no, like at the position you're at right now, there's something that you can do within your power to make a positive impact without your community. So I'm always looking for a way to make a positive impact.
I absolutely agree with that. I mean, time is our most valuable asset, right?
Yes, we
When
can't
you
get
give
that
up your
back.
time, when you give up your time and your energy to things that are making a difference, that's absolutely tremendous, and I agree with that. But I want to delve right into some things because I know we're going to have a lot of questions coming in on all of our different platforms and chats. So we want to talk about credit repair. I know when we were chatting the other night, you were talking about having the ability to remove late payments from your credit report using, you know, information from the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So these are things that are very empowering for people that are not, you know, they don't even know, they're not aware that they can do this. So can we talk about the credit repair process and why having credit is important in America?
Well, I'm going to sit there and answer that question because we probably received the call. You know, VPR, the reason I think this is important here.
Our guest is weird, but it's okay. He'll be
a lot
back.
of people are going broke.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going broke from day to day. All right. I have 1 million friends on Facebook, and y'all all can be millionaires, but we can help one another. That's why we have Ronnie here on VPR every Thursday.
There you go.
I think we had froze a second. What was the question you had asked?
So the question I asked is, can you tell us why having a good credit score is so important living in America, what that means, and how you can start the process if you don't have great credit to repair it?
So great credit, the score is really, really important, but something that's even more important than the score is actually your credit profile. Because you could have a 700 credit score, 750 credit score, and you can still get denied credit based on your profile. So that's very, very important. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a good credit score, but your credit profile is even more important than your credit score. And if you do want to work on your credit, or if you do want to take off something negative, the first thing you can do to tackle is actually pulling your credit report, because 1 out of 10 people don't know what's on the credit report. So you want to pull it, and the next thing you want to do is look at your personal information section. If you have multiple names, multiple address, multiple phone numbers, you should only have one name, one address, one phone numbers. So what happens is when you go dispute a negative item, they actually, one of the way they verify is the old address, old phone numbers, old names. So if you remove those obsolete names, obsolete phone numbers, it doesn't make it impossible for them to verify, but it makes it a little bit more difficult. So that'd be like the very first step, is updating your personal information.
I'm saying, okay.
Interesting.
And my question to you also is, what are some of the common financial mistakes that you see people make, and how can they be avoided?
Just sharing the knowledge, because I think a lot of people, when they do get the information or credit or anything, they try to hold the information captive. They're like, oh, well, look, I figured how to delete late payments. I'm just hold that information to myself. No, just go ahead and share with the people, because God put that information in you for a reason, or God allowed that information to come into your hand for a reason. To share that information, I believe that's the most common mistake that people make, is they're afraid to share the knowledge and information that they have. Of course, a lot of people will charge you for it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking people that charge $150, $300 for deletion letters taken off late payments. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you have to find a way to give back to people, just free information, free knowledge, free advice to help them get on that path.
So can we delve more into the latter part of the question as well, in regards to like how people commonly get themselves into bad debt, like mistakes that you make that can really mess up your credit, and what you can do to help make that better?
Yeah, so nothing they can do is pretty much is living beyond their means. Because if you look at the components that make up your credit score,
Talk about it, please.
Yeah, it's live within your means, because there's two of them. One, the first one is your payment history, which is 35% of your credit score, and the second one is your credit utilization, which is 30%. If you live within your mean, and you stay up below that 30%, that show that you're fiscally responsible to manage that debt. And banks and lenders will be more happy to work with you, because hey, if you have a $10,000 credit card, and you go to the bank, you want to increase, 50,000, 100,000, whatever, they're gonna see, hey, well, are you managing that $10,000 that you have? Well, let's just say you have a $500 card, right, and you want to increase to 1,000. They're gonna look at your payment history, or they're gonna look at your payment history. They're gonna see how much money have you been using, or you paying it back on time, or you stand at 30%. So again, because if you get my second book, The 10 Credit Commandments, one of the things that's in there is living within your means.
Right. That's so important. I think that a lot of times people are trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? And you're presenting all of these things, and it's like, if these things are just tangible from a material perspective and they're not worth anything, or even like buying cars, you know how the minute you leave a lot with a brand new car, it begins to depreciate. It's not like buying a home where it's going to appreciate in value, right? As long as you pour into it and take care of it. So it's important. Can we also talk about good debt versus bad debt, what that means and what the differences are?
Okay, cool. That's very, very important. And I think one excuse people use for not having credit cards, they say because they're gonna have too much debt. But if you talk to the average millionaire or billionaire, they will tell you that they have like tens and thousands and hundreds of $1 million in debt. So basically, if you're creating debt, maybe like because you're buying real estate or you're investing something that's going to give you some money back in return, something that's going to have appreciation value, that's considered good debt. Or versus you just buying a $2 million car, and that's going to drive depreciation value as soon as you drive it off the lot. So that's like the biggest difference in good debt and bad debt. The good debt is something that's going to have appreciation value, that's going to probably make money for you, give you something in return, or versus just throwing money into something that you're not getting nothing out of.
Right. Makes perfect sense. Partner?
Yeah. So what are some of your strategies for managing debt effectively? And how do you go about that, like when working with a client? What information will you sit down and tell them?
So the easiest way to manage your debt, again, I go back to a consumer report agency, is remember that 30%. Because they don't want you to go above 30%, even if your life depends on them. But even that 30% is a little high. So I guarantee you, anybody that's listening right now, if you continue paying all your bills on time for the next 6 months, 12 months, and you keep all your credit usage under 10%, you want to see your score go up. Of course, if you have a lot of negative items on your credit report, it's not going to go up as much, but that credit utilization is so important. That's why I said the rule of thumb is just 30% no matter what. But if you want to see a big impact, take it down to 20%, 10%, or even single digits, and you won't see a big difference.
So I want to ask you a question and ask you if this is a good strategy that a friend of mine had mentioned. If you get a credit card, right, and let's say it has $1,000 or $2,000, and you get a cash advance, and you take out the max of your cash advance, and then you use that cash advance to pay the debt off, basically, right? Will that shoot your credit report up?
Yeah, it will. It just depends on how you do it, because first of all, when you do a cash advance, most of the time there's fees that's associated with that. So you
Right.
have to look to
That's like
see
a
if
higher
yeah,
interest rate, right?
yeah. So you have to just see if it's even worth it. So that can work depending on the situation and depending on how much interest they're going to charge you on the cash advance.
Right.
Also, so how do you determine like the appropriate level of risk for a client's investment portfolio if you're sitting down with them and you're going over it?
Again, it just depends on the client's need, because everyone's situation is different. So when I sit down and I do a analysis or the credit report, I have to see what they need, because everyone is different. There's no one solution for everyone. It just depends on what they need, the situation that they're in, and then how much money they're working with.
See, VPR, I needed to hear this like a week ago. I was at Costco. I ended up dropping $350 on groceries. I am a single man. How? That's what I'm saying. I had to use the credit card. I'm gonna pay it now, but like, it hit different. It hit different, VPR.
It does. I literally just spent $300 on 2 separate shopping trips in 2 days because I don't buy my local Key Food. They don't have a lot of great food, so I buy a lot of water and like soap and stuff from there, and then I order from Amazon Fresh, and over $300 for both, and that's just a week's worth, barely. You understand what I'm saying? So I definitely get it. What about like with the IRS? Because let's say you owe the IRS money and now they have a lien on your account. That definitely affects your credit, right? How can you work with that? Is there any working with the IRS? Do you ever have that? Do you encounter that with clients?
So the IRS, actually, so if it's a tax lien, certain states it does get reported to your credit, in certain states it don't. I have to double check on that. So basically, if you owe the IRS, the best thing you can do is work some type of arrangement to pay them, pretty much. But if you do have, like, if it is reporting your credit report, you can actually get it removed though if it's on your credit report.
So how would you go about doing that?
Basically, you would use one of the Fair Credit Reporting Act laws. Actually, it's under Graham-Leach-Bailey Act, 15 USC 15 USC 6802. Basically, the sharing of non-public information. You just reach out to them. You say you didn't give them consent to share your information with non-affiliate companies. So,
wow.
So the IRS is not affiliated with Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, because at the end of the day, you have to remember, TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, they're pretty much corporations.
Right.
At the end of the day, they're just businesses. So like, you can choose if you want to do business with them or not. So you can actually kind of reach out to them, like, hey, look, I don't want to do business with you, because again, they're this corporation. Like, for example, I think in 2021, the CEO of Equifax made $16.1 million in compensation.
Right.
Because again, these are just regular businesses. It's regular corporations. So if you don't want to do business with them, you don't have access to information, you can legally ask them to stop sharing information, or you can actually take them to court.
Not to mention that they've actually had data breaches too. I remember, was it Equifax? I actually got like a check from them. I got a class action thing and like a free credit everything for the next like 10 years.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's been so many of them. I can't really keep track no more. To be honest with you, like it seems like every couple months somebody getting
A
breached.
data breach. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but like I said,
Data is the most important aspect, right? I'm big on that. Protect your data like you protect your energy. Partner, you're muted.
That's a fact. I was about to say, what are some smart ways to protect that as far as our data when it comes to that financial information?
So to be honest with you, there's certain things that you can do, but at the end of the day, unless you're living off the grid completely, these hackers, they gonna get your information. I'm just being completely honest with you. As long as you're connected to the internet, as long as your information's out there, somebody gonna get it. But there are some things you can actually do though. Just be careful. The companies that you do business with, when you sign up for subscription, when you get those spam emails, don't open them. So there are some proactive you can do. You can signify identity theft. You can also freeze.
For sure.
You're concerned for experience and Equifax, you can freeze those companies. That way, when somebody do try to access your file, there's some additional information that they're going to need. And then also, too, you can also freeze some of the secondary reporting agencies, too. Because most people know about Experience Energy and Equifax, but there's probably between 300 to 400 other smaller ones that report to those top three. So some of the other ones are LexisNexis, SageStream, CoreLogic. So you can actually put a freeze on those too. That way they won't share your information too.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And might I share, just from another data perspective, but especially with your finances as well, to throw two-factor authenticity on your phone at all times and on your computer, so that you have to get a code, or you can use like a code generator, because this is what helps to make sure that it's you, whether you're logging into your email or logging into your bank account or your brokerage account, right? Make sure you have that two-factor on your phone and on your
I had to
account.
learn that the hard way, VPR, and a few of my people that work with me doing promotion had to learn that the hard way. Once they steal that information, they ran up $600 on my account on Facebook.
Right. On ads, right?
Yeah, on the ad.
Yeah, it's crazy. They were getting free advertising on FMI.
And then banned my account after that, after they hacked into it. So I'm like,
right.
Well, one of the things, one thing that you can do that can protect you a little bit, basically like stuff that requires subscriptions, maybe like your Netflix or stuff that you're going to use for advertising on social media, put those on prepaid cards, or just connect those to the cards that you're not going to use like that. For example, like I remember years ago, my Cash App card, I used to have it connected to an account that I had just for my Cash App card. Like I would literally just go to the bank, put money in it whenever I wanted to use my Cash App card. That way, in case somebody did hack into it, it wouldn't get none because I only kept like a certain amount of money in that account.
That's a good move. That is a great move. I'm gonna get a dummy account just so I could put one thing just for charges, so it's not pulling from my main account.
Right.
And that's how you save those charges that you don't remember. Oh shit, it's the 11th, and that 130 come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also be careful, guys, like go through your subscriptions, because, sometimes you sign up for something, you forget to cancel in the first month. You're like, oh, I'll take this for a little bit. Like LinkedIn Premium almost got me the other day. Now, I've had LinkedIn Premium and I did not find the greater value in it. So I was like, I think I could do without it, because it still does pretty well just organically, right? So they gave me another free. They were like, come on back. They gave me another free month, but I attached it to a card that I did just that. I was like, you know what? And so they hit me like, your card's not working. I was like, I know, because I just had enough money for that 1 month, and that's it. So yeah, that's a smart move.
Ronnie, before we close up the show, I have a few people that's asking me in our live stream right now. They say they're invested in silver. Do you have any other investments that are good to look out for or that you're looking into?
So when it comes to investing, silver can be something good, but if you want to invest, just invest in stuff that you use on a daily basis. Like, for example, if you wear a lot of Nikes, why not invest in Nikes? If you like to go out to IHOP, like my kids love IHOP, invest in IHOP. Just invest in some stuff that you know that you enjoy. That way, as they make money to generate profit, you're going to profit too as their stock go up. So that'd be like the best advice I would give when it comes to investing.
Yeah, because I come across a lot of people, you know, when it comes to getting in at Nike, they wouldn't not have the funds to jump in at that level, or Tesla. So they're just looking for smaller things like that. But I'll definitely relay the message.
Well,
Yeah,
it
and
don't.
also there's been so many stock splits as of late. Like Google is not the price it used to be. I mean, this is a great time to invest while the market is down. I can tell you for sure. So, you know, technology is a big sector. Again, look at the things you use every day, right? Like I don't play around with Apple. I mean, I do. I trade them, right? Like because I have so much Apple products everywhere I turn, I make sure that I'm highly invested in that company and that I get a return on the money that I pour into their company. So yeah, guys, and never think that you can't start investing. $5, $10, right? Just buy a little piece of a share and a little piece of a share, a little piece of a share, a little piece of a share, and don't be deterred. Just keep doing it, just like with any habit that you want to create.
You know, just don't get in there thinking you're gonna be a millionaire overnight, though. You know what I mean? Unless you got a million that you invest in overnight, and then you know,
Right. And then you still got to invest in the right thing, right, to get a good ROI. So
thank you. And don't put your house in there too. I don't want to hear you crying about this. Ain't financial advice, but this is financial.
Yo, partner, I swear you are always. I was just gonna say this is not
financial. We ain't putting this on YouTube and making us go out bad. This ain't that.
No, we're not. We're definitely not gonna do that. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yes, I do agree with you. Yes.
Funny.
So, Ronnie,
you have coming up next. I'm sorry, partner.
Oh, you go ahead, yeah.
I know you have your book. Let's talk about that before we end the show, because I know you also wanted to give away a couple of copies and you're doing a quick pre-launch. So let's delve into that. This is book number 2, right?
Actually, no, this is book number 4.
Yeah, he's been writing.
This is book number 4. So, like I said, I've written multiple books, and most of them have to do with credit, financial literacy. So this 4th book that I got coming out, actually, I wrote this book like 1.5 years ago, and I gave it to my editor. I said, look, just sit on this book. And I'm glad she sat on it, because I was able to go back and put like a ton of stuff that changed. Because credit is always changing. But when I realized I was coming on your show, I want to be a blessing to your audience, anybody that you pick. I wanted to give 2 ebook copies to the book that's not even out yet. And this book is really, really powerful. See, look, it's not even out yet. I just got the manuscript in my hand.
Fire, yeah.
Exactly. So I would literally just give them 2 ebook copies, and just real quick, some of the stuff that's in the book. Yeah. You know, just to let you know, this book is not just fluff. The table of contents. There's a roadmap. You know, what is the fair credit report net? What are the most common errors on credit report? What is check system? How to maintain good credit? What are the secondary reporting agencies? The 48 hours hard inquiry removal experience, how to remove charge-off, how to tackle bankruptcy, how to tackle student loan, evictions, and 26 ways to build and maintain good credit.
Wow, this is great.
And then 20 important dispute letters that you need. And the other one that's really, really important too is the title is Late Payments is Illegal. So I actually just threw that in as an added bonus. So this book is definitely worth it. I'm still trying to think how much I'm gonna charge, but again, I want to be a blessing to people on your show. They would have get the copy of the ebook before you even go out, before it's even on Amazon. So
that's great.
I already have 2 people in mind that is here in our live
stream. Throw them out, FMI. Let's go. Let's pick them.
Jerome Bell, that he watches the show faithfully. I love it. I would love to send the ebook to Velvet also, because she's always tuning in.
Partner,
I appreciate it. No matter where she goes, Velvet. Thank you. I always thank you for watching us.
Can I just tell you, me and my partner always think alike. Like, as I was about to say the financial advisor thing, these are the 2 people I had in my head. It never fails. I absolutely love it.
No, and I thank you for your time, Ronnie. Honestly, this is our 2nd time having you on the show. And every time you pulled through, like a bunch of people contact me and it's like, yo, I'm gonna get my tips this time. I remember last time they really rewatched the episode just to pick up on the tips that you had last time. And that shows me just what you do here.
Well, like I said, I definitely appreciate the opportunity. Like I said, definitely, like I said, the book is not even on Amazon yet. So they will actually be the first people to actually read the book, to be honest with you. So definitely want to get back. And I'm looking forward to having you on the show too, my podcast too, DJ FMI.
Hey man, I'm right there for it. I'm all here for it.
Yeah, if not this season, definitely next season. I know you're busy, man. You have a lot of great things going on. So definitely,
Sure
We can
does.
make time.
it's open invitation. So it's out there on social media. So whenever you're ready, just
Say less, and I'm gonna hit you for it.
all right, cool.
Yeah, gotta have the incredible DJ FMI on. So
Thank
let everyone know where they can find your other books and how they can contact you if they have any questions, if they want to work with you and potentially become a client so that they can invest in, repairing their credit as they go forward. Please, Ronnie.
Yeah. So again, my name is Ronnie Francois, your favorite credit hero. You can find me on Instagram, Mr. Ronnie Mr. Ronnie _ credit hero. Go to my website, RonnieFrancois.com. And if all of that fails, you forget all the stuff I just said. I'm Googleable. Just Ronnie Francois, the credit hero. And in all my books are on Amazon. Whether you want to work with me, whether you just have some questions, I'm definitely available. Reach out whenever you're ready.
Great.
Let's get that credit right.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the two people that got the free ebooks, you can either forward me their email address or they can inbox me or DM me with the email address, and I'll send. And also, too, one more thing too, because I know a lot of time when people give you like free stuff or whatever, they get your email address, they send you a whole bunch of spam and a whole bunch of shenanigans. Like if you reach out to me for X, Y, Z, I'm gonna send you X, Y, Z, and that's gonna be it.
Right.
So I don't want to break that.
Yeah, we appreciate that. No spamming, no unwanted, unnecessary emails. So definitely Velvet and Mr. Ron Bell, you guys have won Mr. Francois' new book that is not even available yet. So you'll be the first two to read it, which is really great. And we're excited to get you guys in touch, and we'll do that. And we thank you so much for joining us today, Ronnie. We really appreciate you. And please, before you go, let everyone know when your podcast is live as well. I know you're live every week giving out these types of tips. So how can people watch you on your podcast?
Oh, thank you. I definitely appreciate that. Again, it's called the Credit Lab Podcast. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's on the He Say What Network, which is on YouTube. Again, we just always dropping gem, jewels, knowledge. And, this season, like I said, I'm always trying to think of a way to give it back. I had like a lot of amazing guests on there. And even this month of March, I even have some more super amazing guests. Of course, we talk about credit, but we also talk about life-changing, situations. So, of course, Kiana was on. She did an awesome job. Hopefully, we have her back on in the second time. So, yeah, every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
Awesome. We
Sounds
appreciate
good to me.
you.
I'm gonna be tuning in.
Please enjoy the rest of your day, and we appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
The ebook. I'm gonna hit up my peoples and be like, yo, you gotta let me see that too now, because I gotta read that as well.
Hey, look, you know what? I'm gonna take it even a step further, right? If y'all wanna, the two of y'all want a copy of it, I'll email it to y'all too, just because.
Oh, absolutely. Stay less.
Thank you.
We appreciate that big time. Much gratitude. Thank you. For sure. I want to know more about those sub-reporting companies and everything. I
didn't know. I'm learning something.
Load me with the information. I loves me some information.
A year ago, I would have called TransUnion and be like, leave me alone.
I know. Right? I don't want to be affiliated with you, Jen.
Yes,
I love it. Thank you so much, Ronnie. Yeah, you can actually just email it to our VPR radio address because we're both in there, and we'll just grab it.
All right, cool. I appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you right back. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Another fantastic episode. Did you guys glean some great information from that show? I certainly hope that you do. I definitely did.
I'm glad he's sending us a copy also, because I was gonna run down to Mr. Bell when I run into him at my house. Hey, I need that book. I need to fix my life right now. So
right. I was gonna do the same on Velvet. I was just like our old partner.
As soon as I heard they were getting, I was just like, you don't even know what you just unleashed. I'm running down.
Like Velvet, yo, forward me that when you're done, yo, because like
I'm glad we're thinking the same thing. But guys, we love to see your faces. We love to see you in the comment section, and we love to see you interact with us on social media. So until the next episode of VPR, this is DJ FMI alongside with the one and only Kiana the Goddess. We will see you next Thursday.
Love you all. Ciao.